Hello my dear young and energetic physiognomy, a very warm welcome to Diksha Vedantu YouTube channel. I am your master teacher Neha ma'am, and today we are going to discuss history first chapter, that is nationalism in Europe. In today's session, we will be discussing about how the feeling of nationalism or the feeling of we all are one arose in the Europe. Okay, let me specify you here that Europe is not a country, it's the mixture, it's like a continent, right? So about this Europe, how the feeling of nationalism arose in different parts of Europe like Italy, Germany, etc. we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so yeah, just a second. Yes, shall we start? Shall we start with today's session? I hope we are good to go. We can start today's session. Let's move ahead. Okay, so before moving ahead, those who have not subscribed the channel yet, just go and subscribe the channel, because you will be getting great content for your 10th CBSE board over this channel. So just go and subscribe the channel, watch the videos completely. If you like it, don't forget to hit the like button and share the videos with your friends so that they can also learn with us. Along with that, we have our Telegram channel, which you'll get the link in the description box. You can go and join the Telegram channel where you'll be getting the notes, PDF and session updates regularly on the channel. Okay, am I clear? So who have not joined the Telegram channel yet, you can go and join the Telegram channel and the link will be in the description. Okay, I hope the things are clear and we can start with today's session. Shall we start? Tell me here. So as this is a recorded video, yes, I am starting with the video, hoping that you are ready for the session. Okay, yeah, let's start with today's session, nationalism in Europe, and your chapter starts with this picture, right? The dream worldwide democratic and social republics. And who made this picture? It is Frederick Surio, right? So he made this picture. Before entering to the chapter, before understanding anything, we can get some insights from the picture. Like you can see here the Statue of Liberty, right, holding the lamp at one hand, right, and people are marching in the line, people of different country, and we can see that here, over here you can see that the king's monotony, like their the king's things like their crown, their clothes, the rich essential king's things are threw down, and people from the monarchy, from the kinglyship, they are moving towards the liberty, towards their freedom. So this is depicted in the picture, like France and Italy, Germany, how they are transforming themselves from the rule of kings. They were under the rule of kings, but afterwards they moved towards the liberty, they moved towards their freedom, right? This is what the picture depicts, right? And also you can see above here, so the people, by seeing the people, okay, by seeing this good change in the society, the gods in the heaven also, they are also happy to see this thing. It is represented like this in this picture, right? So yeah, I hope that's clear, right? So moving forward, we have to start with the French Revolution. In the chapter, first we will be studying about French Revolution, how the revolution came in particularly French, right? So France was under monarchy. As I said, every different nations in Europe was under the monarchy, was under the kingship, right? So first it was under monarchy. The revolution transferred the ruling power of from monarchy to French people. So what did the revolution do? What happened by the revolution? The power, the ruling power which had with the king, with the monarch, it transferred to the common people. So they wanted that freedom, okay? People were not liking the kingdomship, the rule of monarch, because there it was determined by their birth, right? So who is the son of the king will be the next king, his son will be the next king. So these kind of structure, people were not agreeing with that. right? So king or the leader has to be decided with his abilities, not by the birth, was the idea of people. So they started revolution, and from revolution they got the power of ruling from the monarchy. Is that clear? Yes, clear with the points. Step by step. It was under monarchy, but people wanted freedom, so they did revolution and the power was passed to the people. Then we can see the ideas like lay patria and lay citizen. So what is this? Okay, what is these ideas? Like we all are one, right? In the nationalism of India, I said you guys that we feel our India is our Bharat Mata, a motherly feeling we have with our India. Similarly, they also brought the feeling as their nation is father and all are his children, right? So there is no big, small and no difference among the people. Everyone are equal, was the idea given using these statements, right? The royal flag was replaced by new French flag. So to bring the unity, we use some symbols, we use songs, we use flags, right? So according to that, there also what the people did, instead of the royal flag, they built their own flag to represent the French, to represent the country, to be united. We all are one. To show that feeling, they have created new tricolor flag. Sorry. Afterwards, you can see National Assembly was renamed as State General, which was elected by citizens. Initially, it was called as National Assembly, in which the common people or the citizen did not have any right to choose the people or to participate in it. But it was renamed as State General Assembly, where the power was given to the citizens to elect the people, whoever they want. So, election, a power was given. So, from step by step, you can see that how the kingship in the French is decreasing and all the powers are coming to the hand of French people, right? Moving forward, a centralized administrative system was abolished. What is this centralized administrative system? That one person will be holding all the control over the French. That was abolished. There will be multiple committees, multiple people taking care of different tasks, right? One person will not be having complete power. There will be a group of people who are elected by the people, right? These kind of systems were brought. Then we can see uniform weights and measurements were adopted. Why this was required? Why uniform weights and measurements were required? Because when the traders used to trade the goods by the sea routes in different countries and all, they used to face much loss, I can say. They used to face much difficulty while the trade, because the measures, the units were different. If a particular, in this place, if the gold rate is particular range, if I go and sell to some other place in the same country, it cost varied. That was not right, right? In a country, equilibrium at every point, same method should be used. So the uniform weights and measures were adopted. Yeah, moving forward, French became the national language. And also they tried to remove the language barrier. Some people used to speak some different language, others a different language. So what they did one language for all the French people. That was the French language, and it was decided as the national language. When it is national language, it is spoken by everyone in the nation and they can connect with the language, right? So the people, whenever you go somewhere and you find the people who speak with your language, you feel that connection. Oh, these are also the ours. Like that feeling, to bring that feeling, a one national language was brought. So tell me, is this first concept clear? And when did this happen? In 1789. Right? So yeah, within 10 minutes, I'm done with this. Okay, so yeah, any questions if you have, you can put it in the chat, I hope, if it is premier, or else you can write down it in the comment section. Yeah, let's revise all of the points one by one. Okay, let's see. France was under monarchy, it was under the king power, king's rule, but it transferred the freedom to the people. The power was given to the people by the revolution. And how the feeling of unity, feeling of we all are one was brought, it is by using les patria and les citoyens. So these are the ideas to represent that we are all the children of our French. A father was represented as the French. And instead of royal flag, new French flag was introduced to represent that this flag belongs to us, all of us, right? Then the National Assembly was renamed as State Assembly, State General Assembly. Why? Because the power was given to the citizens to elect the people, right? So initially people were not getting the power to elect whoever they want. So it was done and people got the power. Then we can see here centralized administrative system was abolished, giving the power, complete power to one person was abolished. And you can see uniform weights and measurements were adopted all over the French standard units, right? In physics also we see that SI units, they are nothing but the standard units, right? So that the measurement at every different parts be similar, then the things that go around the trade and exchange of goods will go easy and in a correct manner. Then you can see French became national language. So different languages were replaced by a national language as French, so that they can tie them all together in a structure. Then about French Revolution 1789. So remember this date. When did the French Revolution happen? It is in 1789. Okay, so yeah, let's move forward. Next we have the concept of Napoleon Code or Civil Code of 1804. So the dates are important, okay? You have to remember the dates, they are important. So you have been studying about Napoleon in the previous standards also. I hope in 9th or 8th you have been studying about Napoleon. So what happens? So to this French Revolution was going on in the French and Napoleon was helping with the French Revolution. Just a second. Napoleon was helping with the French Revolution. Okay, just a second guys, I'll be just back. Okay, sorry guys, sorry for that. Okay, the audio is audible. Hello? Hello? Okay, now it's audible. So yeah, sorry guys for the delay. It was just a bit of important call, so I attended that. Yeah, let's continue with our session of Napoleon Code or Civil Code in 1804. So what are the things? You can see here in 1789, the revolution in the French started and we came across 1804 with the Napoleon Code. So as I said you, the revolution was going on in the French and Napoleon played a very crucial role in the French Revolution. He helped the people to get their freedom, get their liberty, what they were expecting. You can see here equality before law, abolishment of privilege based on birth. So as I said, the king's son was going to be the next king, his son next king. So this rule, the right by the privilege, the people, the king's kingdom was having, that is the privilege by birth, this was removed. So who made this into action? It is by Napoleon. So Napoleon abolished this rule of having privilege by the birth and equality before law. Everyone are equal and everyone has the same opportunity to get any privileges. So that was brought by Napoleon. So he plays a very important role in French Revolution. And also right to property for French citizens, abolishment of feudal system. So people were not having their right. They were working in the property, they were working at that place, but they don't have the right to own the place, right? So this was removed and people were given their right to own the property, to own the places, etc. Right? Simplification of administrative division, removed restrictions on galites in the town. So what used to happen? There were many restrictions, like people should not gather, they should not trade, they should not improve, so they were suppressed there, right? Galites is nothing but getting in a group and trading and improving their business. That was not accepted, that was not allowed at the time under the kings. But this was removed and improved transportation and communication. Whatever the transport and communication system was existing at that time was improved a bit by Napoleon. So people were happy because of that initially. But later what it happened, people felt that by doing all the things, the power is going from king to Napoleon. And that was also not right. They don't wanted one person to have all powers, right? But it was like the power is moving to more towards Napoleon and the people were against the Napoleon also. So you can see that following the defeat of Napoleon in 1915, European governments were driven by the spirit of conservatives. So you come across here conservatives. So who are these conservatives? They are the people who used to believe in the old realm. So they used to believe this new changes has to not become, okay. They were not completely opposed of the Napoleon, but they were not liking that rapid change. Okay, they accepted yes, change is required for the betterment of society, but not this much, but not variation. Conservatives are like a rich class people, so they don't wanted every power to be given to common people. So because of these kind of conflict, Napoleon was defeated in 1815. So Napoleon got defeated in 1815. This is also important. Conservative believed that establishment of traditional institute of state society has to be preserved. So what was the main idea of conservatives? That their traditional institution, their traditional societies should not be removed, it should be preserved. The old ideologies they used to believe on, that should not go. Okay, they used to believe some conditions, some ideologies which were old, but they were changing due to this new revolution that was not accepted by the conservatives. The Congress hosted by Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich and Treaty of Vienna of 1815 was drawn. Then you came across the Treaty of Vienna. So who is there in Austria? Chancellor Duke Metternich. So he is also a famous important name that is written in your history textbook, that is Duke Metternich, right? So he brought you can see the Treaty of Vienna in 1815 was drawn. So what is this treaty? What this tells about? We can know about it now. Okay, yeah. I hope we can enter to the Treaty of Vienna. Is this clear till here? Right? So moving forward, what is, okay, before going to the Treaty of Vienna, we have to discuss about two groups of people, that is aristocracy and new middle class people. Aristocracy, or the people who used to believe in aristocracy, were like the conservatives. They were in the old belief, they were not liking the change, particularly they were from the what you can say, rich class or king's rule or higher people. They were having the power, right? They were having the power. They didn't like this change. But you come across here new middle class people. Who are these new middle class people? Initially the people were not knowing anything, they were ignorant, but when they got this liberty, when we saw the French Revolution, people got the liberty to go out, to do their business or do their education and all. When people went out, when they studied, when they did the business, when they traded with other countries, they got to know that we must also gain the power, right? Being the citizen of our country, we should have the power. We have not done any sin, right? So we should also be a part of the improvement, growth of the country, and we should have freedom. We should not be under anyone's cage, right? So that conflict due to different ideologies, we see the conflict between these two groups of people. One was thinking that power shouldn't be given, the king's rule should be preserved. That was the thinking of aristocracy, and new middle class people arose with a change in the idea that no, this has to be changed. So we see liberalism, freedom for individual was equality. Okay, equality was their first demand. They wanted equality. The privilege by birth was not accepted by the new middle class people, because they were also educating, they were also learning many things, and they were also building their capability. When they have the capability, then why they should sit quiet, right? Politically, we can see government consents were requested that government should be liberal, people will vote and they will elect whoever they want. So that liberal was given, freedom for market and all. So the market freedom was also not completely with the people. They used to pay tax, there used to be many restrictions that was not accepted by middle class people, and it was opposed, and the economic liberalism was freedom of market. Then we see Zollverein in 1834, in which people propose their idea of interest, that we are not ready to accept the changes needed. Right? Now discussing about the major points of Treaty of Vienna, as I said, in this Treaty of Vienna 1815, Duke Metternich plays a very important role. So what happened in this? So the Bourbon dynasty was restored to the power. In the first half, we saw that in French what happened, the power from the king was removed and it was given to the people. But when conservatives and aristocracy people, these ideology people, they came, they started to fight, and you can see with the Bourbon dynasty, the power was restored to the, again, kings. Okay, you say there is a fight. So once one team is going to win, another time other. So initially we saw the change by entry of Napoleon. Again Napoleon was captured, he was died, and again we can see the king's rule here. So it's going like that. France was lost territories and so the Napoleon, which are the territories that were under him, were also lost with his death. The series of states were set up to boundaries of French. So many things were happened. You can understand it like when one person is in power, he will be running his system, because he will be knowing with some ideology, his ideology, he will be running the system. But when that one person goes, okay, when that one who is holding everything goes, everything will be disrupted. So that kind of thing is given here. So Persia was given new territories on its western frontiers, and Austria was given the control of northern Italy. So Austria got the control over northern Italy and Persia got some new territories. So it was distributed like this. And in German Confederation, 39 states that had been set up by Napoleon was left untouched. So these people were not completely against Napoleon. They accepted that yes, change has to be done. There is a need of change for the improvement, for the betterment of the country, but they were not ready to give up their old ideologies also. Okay, so these 39 states were left untouched by anyone that was set up by Napoleon. In the east, Russia was given a part of Poland, while Persia was given a portion of this country, right? So this were happening all over the things. So people used to get some, lost some, and it was like distributed all over, right? I hope that's clear. Moving forward, now we come across revolutionaries. We saw who are conservatives, we saw who are middle class, new middle class people, and also the monarchy, that is, yeah, what's that name? Just a second. Yeah, aristocracy. Aristocracy is also a group of people who were believing on the old realm, right? So now we come across revolutionaries. So who are these revolutionaries? In this revolutionaries, you'll see mainly Giuseppe Mazzini as a main name, and also you can see a, okay, I'll be telling that. In 1815, okay, what happened in 1815? So again the rule went to the kings, right? So kings were not allowing this change, this revolution to happen. So these revolutionaries started to form the secret societies. Okay, secret societies were formed in different European states to train the revolutionaries and spread the idea of freedom. When they were not allowed to freely demonstrate the idea of freedom, what they did, they formed the secret societies. So without knowing the higher powered, higher kings like that, they were secretly training the people and they were secretly spreading the message of freedom. Okay, revolution opposed monarchical forms and fought for liberty and freedom. So what was the ideology of revolutionaries? The idea of revolutionaries was to remove the kingship, the monarchical rule and give it to the freedom. They wanted freedom, they wanted liberty from the kingship. Yeah, this was the ideology, this was the belief of revolutionaries. Right? Moving forward, secondly, he found Young Europe in Britain. So you come across here two committees. One is Young Europe in Britain, whose members were like-minded and men from Poland and France, Italy and Germany. Okay. Just a second, here also there is Young Italy in Marseille. So these two groups were formed. Okay, they were like underground societies. It was not openly shown so that people should not get to know about that. But secretly these people, the revolutionaries, used to spread the message with the secret format. So young people, young men joined this idea. They liked that, so like-minded people, so they were ready to protest for their freedom. So this is the idea of revolutionaries. Got the point? So who are revolutionaries? They wanted the change, but they were not allowed to do that publicly. So they did secret societies and many young men got inspired by them. So many people joined the revolution. Is that clear? Yes, tell me quickly, is that clear? Yes? Okay. Yeah. Shall we move next? So we have seen French Revolution, how it started, people, different kinds of people, their opinions and the fight between the kings and the normal people. Yeah, this was all happening, and what we see next is the age of revolution. So the age of revolution between 1830 to 1848. Right? So what happened here? Let's start. Liberalism and nationalism came to be increasingly associated with revolution in many regions of Europe. So what happened in Europe? It started, the idea of revolution started increasing. Okay, as they formed the secret societies, the message were spreading, and people felt that yes, we want freedom. The desire of freedom, the desire of liberty arose between the people, right? So now they were all together, we want freedom, right? These kind of thing we see. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. So first demonstration of the need for liberty, or the first ask, was represented in France in July 1830. Is that clear? So what we see here, in July 30, in the French, for the first time people came forward. The July Revolution sparked an upspringing in where it is in Brussels and Belgium, breaking away the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Then after in July we see the things going on in Belgium and Netherlands kinds of places. Struggle of independence, Greece started in 1821. So Greece is one of the important place for Europeans because it connects them with their history, right? So how we are also in India, some historical places where ancient people lived and showcase their culture, that places connect us more, right? So similarly, the people of Europeans were more connected with the Greece as their history being told there, right? So the struggle in the Greece also started, and it also played a very important role because it brought the spark among the people that yes, it is ours, right? We want that freedom. So that arose when the Greek came into the picture. Moving forward, Treaty of Constantinople in 1832 recognized Greece as the independent state. So you can see that in 1821, the struggle of independence in the Greece was started, and in 1832, it was declared as an independent nation. So that was the power, that was the strength, and that was the force that have been put by people for the freedom of Greece, right? Okay, got the point. What are the things going on here? Okay, so because when Greece came into picture, they saw the victory because it connected with all of them, right? Tell me. So till here we are done with the age of revolution also. Okay, shall we move forward? Yes. So I hope we can move forward. Yeah, we will be discussing the other history chapters also. Okay, some you will be getting recording, some I will be doing live. So don't worry about that. Your history will be done. Okay, yeah, let's move forward. Moving forward. Okay, there's a question. So this famous statement you have in your textbook, right? Who said when France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold? So yeah, it's already, you can answer, but it's already given on the slide only, right? So who said that? When France sneezes, rest of the Europe catches the cold. What is the meaning? When something starts in France, it gets spread over the Europe. That was the meaning of the statement, and it was given by Metternich, right? So he made that statement. We have to withhold the France. If France is weak, so every European will be feeling the weakness. Or when French wins, when France wins the race, everyone gets the spark thinking that we have to fight and we have to win. So he made this statement about France and Europe. Okay, they may ask you with the question who made this statement. So remember, it is Metternich, and what was the meaning of his statement also I have explained, right? Yeah. Moving forward, we are now into the revolution of liberals. So we come across now the liberal people in 1848. So what is this? What happened here in other parts of Europe? So when France got that revolution, when revolution started in the France, the other parts of the Europe like Germany, Italy, Poland, so every men and women of the liberal middle class combined their demands for creation of nation state. So when they saw that there's a revolution going on, friends, everyone thought we also want that change, we also want that freedom, we also want that liberalism. So they formed a liberal group demanding for the nation state, creation of nation state. So what is nation state? People with the same background, same history, same culture, right? So they are brought together and they have their own constitution, ruling, etc. So this was the idea of nation state, right? So the idea of nation state, the nation state was demanded by the people at different regions, like you can see Germany, Italy, Poland, etc. Right? Moving forward, the demand was based on constitution, freedom of press and freedom of association. So it was based on what? The freedom of was based on constitution. Constitutional freedom, the freedom in the ruling powers were demanded, and also freedom in press, right? Freedom in association. So the main concept, the main thing the people wanted is freedom. Right, they don't want it to be in any kind of restriction under any other people whom they are not elected. Okay, we can simplify it like in this way. Right, tell me. So yeah, your history chapters, that is nationalism India and nationalism in Europe, carries more marks. So I think you are good with this chapter because these are the initial chapters and you have been reading about that again and again. So I hope that you are good at this chapter, right? So being a quick revision, we are making a overview revision kind of thing here, right? Okay. Germany revolution. So how the revolution in Germany started, specifically by the people, by the liberals. So how did it happen? And when it was happened in 1848. So the revolution of Germany started in 1848, right? So yeah, we can start with on 18th May 1848. 831 representatives marched to their place in the Frankfurt Parliament. So it is a place, they formed like a parliament. So people went there and they demanded that we want freedom, we are not going to be in king's rule, right? So they said that we are not going to be under any kind of king's rule, we want freedom, we want liberty, and they demanded for that. So you can see they drafted a constitution for Germany nation to be headed by monarchy subject to parliament. Okay, let me read it once again properly. They drafted a constitution for German nation to be headed by monarchy subject to parliament. So they wrote the draft, they wrote the things to demand for their what they were wanting. But you can see Persian King Frederick IV rejected it. These people, they wrote, we want freedom, we don't want to be under monarchy, but why would the king accept it, right? Why will he leave the power in his hand so easily? You are asking, then take it, I'll give you power. Nobody will give like that, right? So he rejected, he said, no, I am not going to agree this. So troops were called and assembly was forced to disband. So just he called his guards, he called his troops, and their assembly was disbanded. They were removed. It was not accepted. It was not that effective. Right? Getting the points? Is it clear? Yes? I hope that's clear. Okay? So yeah, the revolution of liberals was going on in different parts. So we have seen how it went in Germany, right? Starting with Germany, we have seen how it went here. So is it clear? The people got at one place, Frankfurt Parliament, they drafted a constitution demanding for their freedom to the monarch. But the monarch, who was the monarch? That is also important. Frederick Wilhelm IV. So he rejected it. He brought the troops and the assembly was disbanded. Clear? Yeah, is this clear? Yes. So yeah, let's move forward and let's see what are the rest things. Okay. Yeah. So this again you can see the fight between normal common people, not only common people, we call them as liberals because they were demanding for the liberty, they were demanding for freedom. These people, they got together and they were, first they requested, they demanded, but it was not accepted by the king. Right? So what happens next? Let us see that. Just a second, I'll just increase this AC. Okay. Done? Okay. Next we come across the feeling of all are one, that is represented with romanticism, right? Culture played an important role in creating the idea of nation. Now the feeling of we all are one. So we saw in nationalism in India how the feeling was brought, it by using the culture, it is by using the folk tales, songs, symbols, songs, national anthems, and the representation of India as Bharat Mata. So these were done to bring the feeling of nationalism. What the people did in Europe to bring the feeling of one, feeling of their nationalism, here also you will see always the culture plays the important role in binding up the people. So wherever there is need to bind up the people, bring the people together, we see always culture plays the important role. Right? So it's not good to forget our culture. Right now we see these kind of things more, right? But we must be connected with our culture, then only we can connect with each other, right? When we have same background, same culture, we can relate with the people. So that was the idea played here. And also you can see art and poetry, stories, music help to express the shape of nationalistic feeling. So yeah, as poetry, songs were written, stories were written, some arts, paintings were made. So to depict that we all are one and we are free, to celebrate their freedom, these kind of things were going on. These kind of things were done. Is that clear? Yes? So this is all the things that's going on here. Right. Then we come across hunger and hardship. When there was a need of spreading the feeling of nationalism, we see there was hunger and hardship. Why? Europe faced economic hardship in 1830s. So what happened in 1830s? There was economic depression. As we studied in Nationalism India, there was economic depression in the world, due to which Indians have to face the goods were not sold out and people were not getting money. So it was difficult to survive at that time. Similar kind of condition we can see here. Europe also faced this kind of economic hardship due to the monetary conditions. Okay. Enormous increase in the population all over the Europe. So what happened? The population, just a second. The population increased in Europe, but according to that, the monetary system like the economy was not developed, right? Economy was not developed, but the people, the population was increasing. So there was food shortage and widespread of unemployment. People were not getting employment because the institutions were less, but people, the population was more. So there was food shortage, there was unemployment, brought the population of Paris out on the roads. So it brought them out on the roads. People were striving, people were dying to have the food, right? So we can see that economic depression, that economic what they are facing between amidst of this time. That's one side, there's going of the war of freedom. Some are revolutionaries, they are trying to bring that feeling. So the spread of feeling is happening. At midst of all of these, there are hardships also faced by the people. There are difficulties that they are dealing with. Done? Then we come across unification of Germany, right? So we saw here the revolution, how the revolution went on in Germany. Now how the unification started in different parts of Europe. We are going to discuss about that. So tell me, I hope till here everything is clear. Why this is moving? Okay. So now we are going to start with the unification of Germany, how Germany was unified. Just a second. It didn't increase. Yeah, I hope now it's fine. Okay. Shall we start with the unification of Germany? Right? So what the things that happened, that went in Germany for the unification? Efforts were made by German middle class to unite different religions of German consideration into nation state. So the people, the region, what you can see, the middle class people, right? Particularly the middle class people, they started to strive. They started to unite people, telling that we all are one. Okay, so you can see that in the efforts were made by the German middle class to unite different religions of German. In German also there were existing different religions, different people speaking different languages, following different cultures. So they were united, telling that we all are one, we belong to one nation state. So that kind of feeling was brought. And also you can see that these effects, right? These efforts were supported by monarchy and military and landowners in Persia. The effort of middle class people, seeing their effort, seeing their strength, what did some monarchies, some kings also supported them, militaries, landowners. So everyone started to support the feeling, support the ideology of making a national state, nation state. Okay, the idea of making nation state was spread amongst all. Yeah, so they also supported for this. Then you come across Otto von Bismarck of Prussia. So played a very important role as a main leader in the act of nation building. So in the act of nation building, when all the protests, all the revolutions were going on from the starting, but when we come at the end, when there was a unification of Germany, we see that Bismarck, Otto von Bismarck, plays an important role. He acts as a main leader to bring the nation into one, to unify the Germany. Okay, so we see his playing a important role here. So it's important to remind him, right? In 1871, so what happened in 1871? Kaiser William, he was declared as the new emperor of new empire. So a new empire was brought here. When the Germany was unified, there was formation of new empire, and yeah, Kaiser William was declared to be the emperor, to be the leader of this new empire. Currency, banking, legal, judicial systems were introduced by the new German empire. So as this new German empire was formed by the freedom as a nation state, so they brought their currency, they start building their banking system, the legal systems, judicial system, everything was everything started for the formation, right? People were wanting that, right? They wanted a structure, a good structure with power, not with one, distributed along different groups of people, taking their care as the banking sector, legal and judiciary sector to be right, to be correct. And they wanted their freedom, which they got. So finally, the unification of Germany established Persian dominance in Europe. So what happened due to the unification of Germany? Due to unification of Germany, we see the Persian dominance over the Europe. Yeah, this was the story about unification of Germany. Is this clear? So around what time period it went? It went in 1886 to 1871. Tell me, are the things clear? Yes? Shall we move forward? Just off this. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, shall we move forward? Yes, we are done with unification of Germany. So what is next? Shall we see that? Yeah, I hope we can move until here. It's clear. It's not confusing, right? So yeah, moving forward. Who is Otto von Bismarck? Who is he? Chief Minister of Persia or Chief Minister of Russia? Yeah, who is he? He is the Chief Minister of Persia or Chief Minister of Russia. We saw that. What we saw here in the last. Due to the unification of Europe, the Persian dominance increased. Why? Because this Otto von Bismarck, he is from Persia, right? He is supported in the unification of Italy, but he is from Persia. So, the dominance of Europe was given to the Persian people. So, he is Otto von Bismarck, he is the chief minister of Persia. Yeah? Is this done? Okay. Moving forward, unification of Italy. How Italy was unified. We saw the unification of German, how the revolution went on in French. Now we will be discussing about Italy. So as I said, Europe is not one country, right? It is the mixture like French, Germany, Italy, etc. So we will be studying them one by one, how the unification occurred in particularly one single countries, right? Okay. Moving forward, in mid-19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states. So yeah, what happened with the Italy? Italy was divided into 7 states. So in that you can see only Sardinia predominant was ruled by Italian princely house. In the 7 states, only one state was under the rule of king. Yeah, princely house, nothing but a king, right? So northern Italy was ruled by Austrian. So who are the rulers of different parts of Italy? We can see here, right? So northern Italy was ruled by Austrian Heisenberg. Central Italy was under people. So you can see central Italy was under people. Southern Italy was under Bourbon kings of Spain. So we have studied about Bourbon kings, right? So the Bourbon kingdom was re-established, right? So we can see that here in the Italy, right? Around 1830s, what happened? Giuseppe Mazzini. So who is he? We studied about him, right? So he is a revolutionary, right? So what he did around 1830s, Giuseppe Mazzini sought to unite Italy. He sorted out to unite the Italy. Formed Young Italy and Young Europe secret societies as being a revolutionary. Okay, you should remember him. So Giuseppe Mazzini is nothing but a revolutionary. To sort out the problem and unite Italy, he bought 2 secret societies, that is Young Italy and Young Europe. Okay, these also played important role for the unification of Italy. Failure of revolutionary uprising from 1831 to 1848 by King Victor Emmanuel II. So, and also here we come across Count Claver, Chief Minister of Sardinia, predominant. So, what we saw? We saw the failure of revolutionaries. We saw the idea of revolutionaries was failed because due to these kings, right? Okay. So, force of Sardinia predominant marched into South Italy and kingdom of two slins and drone out the Spanish rulers. So, what they did, the force of people started to march towards this Sardinia, predominant, which is in South Italy, right? Two slins and drone were Spanish rulers. So, to drone out, to remove the Spanish rulers who were ruling at the part of the Italy were removed. To drone out them, to bring out them, they marched to at that place. In 1859, you can see that Austrian force were defeated by France and Sardinia predominant alliance was bought. When the Austrian force got defeated by the people of French, right? People of French, they came, they fought, and yeah, they won it. So finally an alliance was brought into the picture, right? And you can see in 1861, Victor Emmanuel was proclaimed the King of United Italy. So he was proclaimed, he was decided as the King of Italy. Who? Victor Emmanuel. Right? Is this clear? Yes? Shall we move forward? Yeah. Moving forward, we come across the strange case of Britain. So what was happening in Britain at this time? It was little strange. Why? The primary identities of people was inhabited. The British Isles were ethnic ones such as English, Scot or Irish. The act of union, the unification of these all places between England and Scotland that resulted in the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. So there England was it was in a nation state. But what they did after that, England and Scotland, okay, England and Scotland, they came together and it resulted in the formation of United Kingdom, that is nothing but a Great Britain. It was called like that. Getting the point why it is different? Because there was England, there was nation state feeling in that, but after that what happened? It came with the Scotland and got the United Kingdom of Great Britain name. It got, the two nations came together. Yeah. Yes, I hope we can move forward. Nationalism and imperialism. The rivalries were very evident in the way of Balkan problem unfolded. So there was rivalry going with a Balkan problem that was unfolded. Each power, Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, was keen on countering the hold of other powers over the Balkans. So they wanted the power over Balkan and extending its own control over the area. That wanted to extend their control. They wanted to spread their control in the areas, in the regions like Balkan and all. Yeah. Okay. So this is the feeling. This is how the nationalism and imperialism was going on. Right? Okay, now the question, who is the first king of United Italy? We saw his name, right? So who is he? He is Victor Emmanuel II, was the first king of United Italy. Remember that. Okay? Yes. Now, visualizing the nation. Now, after the unification of Italy, unification of Germany, there was the time to visualize a nation. The feeling of nationalism started to arise. Artists in the 18th century and 19th century personified nation, representing a country by a percent allegory. An allegory was used, a representation was used for specifically for each of the nation, right? Female figures were given. A female was represented as the nation. With, you can see a female figure became the allegory of the nation, right? During French Revolution, female allegory proclaimed ideas like liberty, justice, republic. She was cherished as Maria, right? You can see they gave different names with different ideas as the woman, the female figure is representing the liberty, justice, freedom, right? So they were representing them. They made a representation like that. In red cap, the tricolor and cockade represented liberty and republic. So the liberty, republic was represented using their flags, their different what they connect with. So using these all connections, they were celebrated. Germania became the allegory of German. So the allegory, what is the allegory for German? If they ask in the question, you can write it's Germania. Germania wears a crown of oka leaves. So oka leaves were there, it connects with the tradition, right? As the German Oka stand for heroism. It's like celebration, victory, right? To represent the victory, they made Germany as a wearing the crown of Oka leaves, right? And the Oka leaves represents a strength, a victory kind of thing for them. Yeah, so these kind of feelings, these kind of designs were made to celebrate. Yeah, so you can see Marnier was the allegory of dash country. For Germany, it was Germania, and here you can see it is for French. Done. Exactly a hour and we are done with the chapter, right? So in 1 hour, we have covered your nationalism in India. We are left out with a quick summary. So I hope that's clear, and you guys were asking about print culture and the world, right? Yeah, so those chapters will be done. Okay, I'll see that if I can do them in the live, right? So yeah, those chapters will also be going on. So can we have now a quick summary? Quick see through to the points that we have covered here. Yeah, shall we do that? Yes, okay. Starting with 1707, that is what it started with the Act of Union between England and Scotland, which resulted in the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. Okay, in 1789, what happened? French Revolution occurred. Then we see the entry of Napoleon, right, in 1797. Then you can see Ireland was forcibly incorporated to United Kingdom. And yeah, Napoleon Code, Civil Code was there. Defeat of Napoleon. So Napoleon enters here, he applies the Civil Code, and Napoleon was defeated. After that, European powers met at Vienna. So Vienna Treaty and all, we'll be studying about that. Conservatives, people, Greek struggle which went on 1821. And in 1830, the revolution, July Revolution at Belgium and United Kingdom of Netherlands. We come across Guzini Mazipi, who is a revolutionary who forms secret committees and fights against the people for the freedom, for the ideology of freedom and liberty. Many young people joined him. After that, we see the Treaty of Constantinople at 1832, renunciation of French mark, how French mark was removed, and in 1830, that is 1848, 830 people were marched together for the freedom, but it was denied. Chief Minister Cavour became the Prime Minister of Italy, and how the unification of Italy went on. About Victor Emmanuel, who was the first king of the United Italy. Bismarck, we come across Bismarck, who fought against Denmark and had the control over the places. Unification of Germany, Habsburg rulers, and we see the nationalism gathers to the place of Ottoman empires. Right? Okay. So yeah, this was about today's session, and I hope you got the things right. So yeah, this was about today's session. We have discussed the points that were given. Yes, I hope that's clear. That's good, right? I hope that's done here. Okay. So yeah, we are done with now history 2 chapters, and the rest thing will be done. Don't worry about that. Let's plan some more sessions for your history, and parallelly physics will be also going, so don't worry about that. And yeah, this was about today's session. I hope you liked this session. If you have liked, don't forget to hit that like button and share the videos with your friends so that they can also join with us and learn. If you have any opinion, any suggestions, you can put it in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, just go and subscribe the channel. Okay, so yeah, this was about today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's meet again in the next session. Till then, have a great day. Bye.